Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Have you ever wondered that while you are raising your hands in dua, asking Allah for a righteous spouse, someone, somewhere in this world, may be doing the very same, asking Allah for you? Perhaps your name has already been mentioned in a prayer you have never heard, whispered in the stillness of the night, carried to the heavens with hope, sincerity, and tears. And maybe the delay you feel is not a denial, but a gentle sign that Allah is preparing two hearts, aligning their paths, and writing a love story far more beautiful than anything they could imagine. Stay with me as we uncover this comforting truth, that your future spouse may already be praying for you. Dua connects two hearts. Long before they ever meet, dua is far more than a simple request. It is a deeply personal and sacred conversation between a servant and Allah. When you raise your hands and whisper your hopes for a righteous spouse, you are not just expressing a wish. You are placing your trust in the one who knows your heart better than you know it yourself. Every sincere dua carries emotion, faith, and hope, and Allah listens to each word with perfect understanding and mercy. Sometimes, while you are praying for someone you have never met, another person, somewhere in the world, may also be raising their hands and asking Allah for a spouse who possesses the very qualities you have. They may not know your name, your face, or your story, yet their heart is being guided toward you through their sincere supplications. In this beautiful way, dua becomes a bridge that connects two souls long before their paths cross in this world. Allah, in His infinite wisdom, begins to prepare both individuals through these prayers. He shapes their character, strengthens their faith, and gently guides their lives so that they are ready for each other at the right time. The challenges you face, the lessons you learn, and the growth you experience are all part of this divine preparation. Even moments of loneliness or waiting are not empty. They are filled with purpose and meaning. This unseen connection creates a bond rooted in sincerity and faith. When two people finally meet, there is often a sense of peace and familiarity, as if their hearts recognize something deeply comforting. This tranquility is not a coincidence. It is the result of countless prayers that have already connected their souls in the presence of Allah. Understanding this brings immense comfort to the heart. It reminds you that you are never alone in your journey, and that your dua is never lost or ignored. Allah is always listening, always responding, and always planning what is best for you. So continue to make dua with hope and certainty. Trust that somewhere, someone may already be praying for you, and that Allah, the best of planners, is gently guiding both of you toward a beautiful and blessed union at the most perfect time. Allah writes your love story before your birth. One of the most comforting truths in Islam is that nothing in our lives happens by coincidence. Long before you entered this world, Allah, in His infinite knowledge and wisdom, had already written every detail of your destiny. Among those beautiful details is the person who will one day become your spouse. Your love story is not a random event or a matter of chance. It is part of a divine plan, carefully designed by the one who knows your heart better than anyone else. Allah says in the Quran that He has created everything with precise measure and perfect decree. This means that the person meant for you was chosen with divine wisdom, taking into account your personality, your strengths, your weaknesses, and even the silent prayers you would one day make. Before your first breath, before your first tear, and before you ever felt the longing for companionship, Allah had already written the name of the one who would walk beside you in this life. Understanding this reality brings immense peace to the heart. It reassures you that what is meant for you will never miss you, no matter how complicated life may seem. Sometimes, people enter our lives and leave, or circumstances change in ways we do not understand. Yet, these experiences are not mistakes. They are part of Allah's perfect plan, guiding you away from what is not meant for you and leading you closer to what is. This divine writing is part of Al-Qadr, the decree of Allah. It reminds us that our future spouse is not something we need to chase with anxiety or fear. Instead, we are encouraged to focus on becoming the best version of ourselves, trusting that Allah is orchestrating every step with wisdom and mercy. No, the delays we experience are not signs of neglect, but indications that Allah is preparing both hearts to meet at the most perfect moment. When two people who are written for each other finally meet, their union often feels natural and filled with tranquility. This sense of peace is a reflection of Allah's promise that He places affection and mercy between spouses. Such a relationship is not merely based on worldly attraction, but is rooted in divine wisdom and spiritual harmony. Believing that Allah has already written your love story transforms uncertainty into serenity. It replaces fear with trust and impatience with hope. Even during moments of loneliness, this belief reassures you that you are never forgotten. Allah is guiding your story with care, ensuring that every chapter unfolds exactly as it should. So, and hold on to this truth with confidence and peace. Continue to make dua, strengthen your relationship with Allah, and trust His timing. The person written for you is not lost or delayed without reason. They are simply part of a story that Allah is unfolding with perfect precision. And when the right moment arrives, you will understand that every step of your journey was leading you toward a love that was written for you long before your birth. The delay you feel is divine preparation, not denial. At times, the waiting can feel heavy on the heart. You may find yourself wondering why your prayers for a righteous spouse have not yet been answered, questioning if perhaps you have been forgotten. Seeing others move forward in their lives while you remain in a season of intidhar, waiting, can quietly stir feelings of loneliness or doubt. Yet, as in Islam, delay is never a sign of rejection. It is often a sign of Allah's deep care and perfect wisdom. Allah, the best of planners, never withholds something good without a reason filled with mercy. What may appear to you as a delay is, in reality, a period of divine preparation. Just as a seed must remain beneath the soil before it blossoms into a beautiful flower, your future is being nurtured in ways that you may not yet see. During this time, Allah is shaping your character, strengthening your faith, and guiding your heart toward emotional and spiritual maturity. This preparation is not limited to you alone. The person written for you is also on their own journey of growth. Allah is refining both hearts, teaching patience, healing past wounds, and instilling the qualities necessary for a strong and compassionate marriage. When the time finally comes for your paths to cross, it will not be rushed or imperfect. Instead, it will unfold with a sense of peace and readiness, reflecting the beauty of Allah's perfect timing. Sometimes, Allah delays a blessing to protect you from what is not yet right. You may have desired a relationship at a certain moment, but had it occurred then, it might not have brought the al-khair, goodness, and stability that Allah intends for you. Through delay, Allah ensures that circumstances, emotions, and spiritual readiness align perfectly, allowing the relationship to flourish with barakah. The Quran gently reminds us of this profound truth. Perhaps you dislike something while it is good for you, and perhaps you love something while it is bad for you. Allah knows, and you do not know. This verse reassures the believer that every delay carries hidden wisdom and unseen blessings. What feels like waiting is often Allah's way of protecting you, guiding you, and preparing you for something far better than you could have imagined. Embracing this perspective transforms impatience into tranquility. Instead of viewing the delay as a sign of absence, you begin to see it as evidence of Allah's attentive care. Each moment of waiting becomes meaningful, filled with opportunities for personal growth, deeper reliance on Allah, and increased spiritual awareness. The journey itself becomes a blessing, shaping you into the person you are meant to be. When the destined moment finally arrives, you will look back and understand why everything unfolded the way it did. The timing will feel perfect, and the connection will carry a sense of peace that only divine planning can create. You will realize that Allah was never delaying your happiness. He was preparing it with precision and love. So, if your heart ever feels weary from waiting, remind yourself with gentle certainty, you are not being denied. You are being prepared. Trust in Allah's wisdom. Continue to make sincere dua and embrace this season with patience and hope. What Allah has written for you is on its way, arriving at the exact moment when it will bring the greatest al-khair, peace, and lasting happiness into your life. Sincere dua invites barakah into your future marriage. Sincere dua is one of the most beautiful and powerful acts of worship in Islam. It is not merely a request for something we desire. It is a heartfelt conversation with Allah, filled with trust, humility, and hope. When you raise your hands and ask Allah for a righteous spouse, you are inviting His mercy and blessings into a relationship that has not even begun yet. This simple yet profound act plants the seeds of barakah in your future marriage. Barakah is more than material happiness or outward success. It is a divine blessing that brings peace to the heart, harmony to the relationship, and strength during times of difficulty. A marriage built upon sincere dua carries a special tranquility, where love is deepened by faith and challenges are softened by Allah's guidance. Such a union is not only about companionship in this world, but also about walking together on a path that leads closer to Allah. When someone consistently makes dua for a righteous spouse, Allah begins to shape their future in ways they may not immediately see. He refines their character, strengthens their patience, and instills qualities such as compassion, understanding, and sincerity. At the same time, Allah is preparing the other person, nurturing their heart, and guiding their journey so that both individuals are ready to meet at the perfect moment. In this way, dua becomes a means through which Allah lovingly prepares two souls for a blessed union. Sincere dua also brings protection to a future marriage. By turning to Allah before the relationship even begins, you are placing it under His divine care. This protection helps safeguard the marriage from unnecessary hardships and strengthens the bond between spouses with mercy and understanding. When disagreements arise, then the presence of barakah allows couples to navigate challenges with patience and wisdom, keeping their hearts united. Furthermore, dua nurtures spiritual compatibility. When both individuals seek a spouse who brings them closer to Allah, their relationship becomes rooted in shared values and a common purpose. This spiritual foundation creates a deep sense of tranquility, reflecting the Quranic promise that Allah places love and mercy between spouses. Such a marriage becomes a source of emotional comfort and spiritual growth, enriching not only their lives, but also the lives of those around them. It is also important to remember that every sincere dua is answered by Allah in the best way. Sometimes the answer comes exactly as we ask. Sometimes it is delayed for a greater good. And at other times, Allah grants something even better than what we imagined. This understanding strengthens hope and reassures the heart that no sincere supplication is ever lost. When two people finally meet, after years of heartfelt prayers, their union often carries a sense of peace and familiarity. It feels as though their hearts recognize one another, as if their connection was nurtured long before their first meeting. This serenity is a reflection of the countless moments when their names were unknowingly mentioned in each other's dua, enveloping their relationship in divine blessings. So, continue to make dua with sincerity and trust. Speak to Allah about your hopes, your fears, and your dreams for a future marriage. Ask Him not only for a spouse, but for a relationship filled with faith, mercy, and lasting tranquility. Know with certainty that every sincere supplication invites barakah into your future, shaping a love that is guided and protected by Allah. May Allah grant you a righteous spouse and bless your future marriage with endless barakah, peace, and love. A shared longing reflects the spiritual alignment of two souls. There are moments in life when a gentle longing settles in the heart, a quiet desire for companionship, love, and a partner who will walk beside you on the journey toward Allah. This feeling is not merely emotional or coincidental. In many cases, it is a sign of a deeper spiritual reality. Allah may be aligning two souls who are destined to meet at the perfect time. When you sincerely ask Allah for a righteous spouse, your heart begins to open in hope and trust. At the same time, somewhere in the world, another person may be making a similar dua, asking Allah for someone who embodies the very qualities you possess. Though you may be strangers in this world, your hearts are being gently guided toward one another through shared intentions and sincere supplications. This mutual longing becomes a beautiful indication that Allah is preparing both of you for a meaningful and blessed union. This alignment is not based solely on emotions or worldly attraction. Instead, it is rooted in spiritual harmony. Allah, in His infinite wisdom, brings together individuals whose values, faith, and life paths complement one another. He nurtures their hearts separately, teaching them patience, resilience, and compassion, so that when they finally meet, their connection feels natural and deeply comforting. It is this spiritual compatibility that transforms a relationship into a source of tranquility and mercy. Often, when two souls that are meant for each other finally cross paths, there is an unexplainable sense of familiarity and peace. Conversations flow effortlessly, and their presence brings comfort to one another's hearts. This feeling is not accidental. It reflects the unseen work of Allah, who has been aligning their journeys long before their meeting. The shared longing they once felt becomes fulfilled in a way that feels both profound and divinely orchestrated. Moreover, this period of longing serves an important purpose. It encourages both individuals to turn to Allah, strengthening their faith and deepening their reliance on Him. Through this process, their desire for companionship becomes intertwined with their desire to please Allah, ensuring that their future relationship is built upon a strong spiritual foundation. Such a bond is more likely to endure life's challenges, as it is rooted in shared devotion and purpose. Understanding this concept brings immense comfort and hope. It reassures the heart that feelings of longing are not signs of emptiness, but gentle reminders that Allah is guiding your story with wisdom and care. Instead of viewing this yearning as a source of sadness, it can be embraced as a sign that something beautiful is being prepared behind the scenes. So, if you ever feel a deep and sincere longing for a righteous spouse, remember that it may be mirrored in another heart. Trust that Allah is aligning your paths with perfect precision, ensuring that when the destined moment arrives, your meeting will be filled with peace, recognition, and barakah. Continue to make dua, nurture your relationship with Allah, and remain hopeful, knowing that this shared longing is part of a divine plan, leading you toward a blessed and meaningful union. May Allah unite you with a spouse who brings tranquility to your heart and guides you closer to Him. Life's trials shape you into the spouse you are meant to become. Life is a journey filled with moments of joy and moments of hardship. At times, you may experience heartbreak, loneliness, disappointment, or unexpected challenges that leave you questioning why things did not unfold as you had hoped. Yet, in Islam, these trials are never meaningless. Every difficulty you face carries a hidden purpose, gently shaping you into the person you are meant to become, especially for the spouse Allah has written for you. Allah, in His infinite wisdom, uses life's challenges as a means of purification and growth. Just as gold is refined through intense heat to remove its impurities, the human heart is refined through tests and trials. These experiences teach patience, humility, empathy, and resilience, qualities that are essential for building a strong and compassionate marriage. Without these lessons, a relationship may lack the depth and understanding needed to endure life's inevitable ups and downs. Heartbreak, for instance, often feels like an ending, but it can actually be a form of divine redirection. When someone leaves your life, it may be because Allah knows that they are not meant for your future. Through such experiences, when you learn the value of emotional strength and the importance of placing your trust in Allah rather than in temporary circumstances, this process prepares your heart to recognize and appreciate the person who is truly meant for you. Similarly, periods of loneliness are not signs of abandonment, but opportunities for self-discovery and spiritual growth. During these quiet moments, you are given the chance to strengthen your relationship with Allah, understand your own needs, and develop a clearer sense of identity. This inner clarity enables you to enter a future marriage not from a place of dependency, but from a position of emotional balance and self-awareness. Life's trials also cultivate compassion. When you have experienced pain, you become more capable of understanding the struggles of others, including those of your future spouse. This empathy fosters patience and kindness within a marriage, allowing both partners to support one another through difficult times. In this way, the hardships you endure today become the very qualities that strengthen your relationship tomorrow. Moreover, these experiences help align your expectations with reality. They teach you that a successful marriage is not built on perfection, but on mutual understanding, forgiveness, and a shared commitment to growth. By guiding you through various life lessons, Allah ensures that when you finally meet the person destined for you, you are emotionally and spiritually prepared to nurture a lasting and meaningful bond. When you look back on your journey, you may begin to see how each challenge played a role in shaping your character. The patience you developed, the faith you strengthened, and the wisdom you gained were all part of Allah's preparation for a blessed union. Nothing you have endured is wasted. Every moment has contributed to the beautiful story Allah is writing for you. Understanding this truth transforms the way you view your struggles. Instead of seeing them as obstacles, you begin to recognize them as stepping stones leading you toward a future filled with barakah. Trust that Allah is carefully molding your heart and character, ensuring that you are ready to both give and receive love in the most meaningful way. So, if you are currently facing trials or reflecting on past hardships, take comfort in knowing that these experiences are part of Allah's divine plan. You are not being broken. You are being shaped. With patience, faith, and trust in Allah, you are becoming the spouse you are meant to be, prepared for a marriage that is rooted in compassion, understanding, and spiritual harmony. May Allah grant you strength during your trials and bless you with a righteous spouse who brings peace and tranquility to your heart. Tawakkul transforms waiting into peaceful certainty. There are moments in life when waiting feels heavy on the heart. You make sincere dua. You try to remain patient, yet the silence of unanswered prayers can sometimes create feelings of uncertainty. During these times, the concept of tawakkul, placing complete trust in Allah, becomes a source of immense comfort and strength. Tawakkul is not simply about waiting. It is about waiting with confidence, knowing with certainty that Allah's plan is always perfect. Tawakkul means to rely on Allah with a heart full of faith while continuing to make sincere efforts in life. It is the deep assurance that whatever Allah has written for you will reach you, and nothing meant for you can ever miss you. When you truly embrace this belief, the anxiety of waiting begins to fade, replaced by a sense of calm and inner peace. Instead of questioning, when will it happen? Your heart gently shifts to trusting that it will happen at the most perfect time. Waiting for a righteous spouse can sometimes lead to feelings of loneliness or comparison, especially when you see others moving forward in their lives. However, Tawakkul teaches us that every person's journey is unique and guided by Allah's wisdom. What may seem like a delay is actually part of a divine schedule, carefully designed to ensure that both individuals are emotionally, spiritually, and mentally prepared for a blessed union. Allah is never late. His timing is always precise and filled with mercy. Tawakkul also brings freedom from excessive worry. When you place your trust in Allah, you release the burden of trying to control every outcome. You understand that your responsibility is to strive for goodness through prayer, self-improvement, and maintaining faith, while leaving the results in Allah's hands. This balance between effort and trust transforms waiting from a period of stress into a time of spiritual growth and serenity. Moreover, Tawakkul strengthens your relationship with Allah. As you rely on Him, your heart becomes more connected to His wisdom and mercy. Each moment of patience becomes an act of worship, and every dua becomes an expression of hope and reliance. This deep connection not only prepares you for marriage, but also ensures that your future relationship is built upon a strong spiritual foundation. When the destined moment finally arrives, you will look back and realize that every second of waiting carried a purpose. The lessons learned, the faith strengthened, and the personal growth achieved during this period will all contribute to the beauty and stability of your future marriage. You will understand that Tawakkul did not merely help you endure the waiting. It transformed it into a journey of peace and certainty. Embracing Tawakkul also nurtures gratitude. Instead of focusing on what has not yet happened, your heart begins to appreciate the blessings already present in your life. This mindset cultivates contentment and prepares you to enter marriage with a sense of emotional balance and thankfulness, qualities that are essential for a harmonious relationship. So, if you ever feel overwhelmed by the uncertainty of waiting, remind yourself that Tawakkul is your anchor. Trust that Allah is guiding every step of your journey with wisdom and love. Continue to make sincere dua. Strive to become the best version of yourself, and leave the outcome to the one who knows what is best for you. With Tawakkul, waiting is no longer a period of restlessness. It becomes a sanctuary of peace, hope, and unwavering certainty. Your heart rests in the assurance that what Allah has written for you is already on its way, and it will arrive at the most perfect moment. May Allah fill your heart with tawakkul and grant you a righteous spouse who brings tranquility, love, and barakah into your life. Spiritual compatibility is the foundation of a blessed union. In a world where relationships are often built on outward attraction or temporary emotions, Islam teaches us that the true strength of a marriage lies in spiritual compatibility. While physical beauty and shared interests may bring two people together, it is their connection to Allah that sustains their bond and transforms it into a source of lasting peace and happiness. A marriage rooted in faith is not only more stable, but also filled with barakah, mercy, and tranquility. Spiritual compatibility means that both individuals share a sincere desire to please Allah and grow closer to Him together. It is reflected in their values, intentions, and the way they approach life's challenges. When two hearts are aligned in faith, they support one another in acts of worship, encourage patience during difficult times, and remind each other of Allah in moments of ease and hardship. This shared purpose creates a deep and meaningful connection that goes far beyond surface-level compatibility. Allah beautifully describes the relationship between spouses in the Quran as garments for one another, symbolizing protection, comfort, and intimacy. Just as garments provide warmth and security, spiritually compatible spouses offer emotional and spiritual support, helping each other navigate life with compassion and understanding. Their relationship becomes a sanctuary where both individuals feel safe, valued, and inspired to become better Muslims. When spiritual compatibility is present, conflicts are approached with wisdom and mercy rather than ego and resentment. Couples are more likely to practice forgiveness, patience, and mutual respect because their actions are guided by their faith. Instead of allowing disagreements to weaken their bond, they use them as opportunities for growth and deeper understanding. This faith-centered approach strengthens the marriage and ensures its resilience over time. Moreover, a spiritually aligned marriage nurtures a peaceful home environment. The remembrance of Allah, shared prayers, and mutual encouragement in good deeds create an atmosphere filled with serenity and blessings. Such a home becomes a place where love flourishes and where future generations can be raised with strong moral and spiritual values. And the impact of this compatibility extends beyond the couple themselves, influencing their families and communities in positive and meaningful ways. Spiritual compatibility also brings clarity in decision-making. When both partners seek guidance from Allah through prayer and consultation, their choices are more likely to be wise and beneficial. This reliance on divine guidance fosters unity and trust, allowing the couple to face life's uncertainties with confidence and peace. It is important to understand that spiritual compatibility does not mean perfection. No individual is without flaws, and every marriage will encounter challenges. However, when both partners are committed to growing in their faith, they are better equipped to overcome these difficulties together. Their shared devotion to Allah becomes the anchor that keeps their relationship steady during life's storms. As you make dua for a future spouse, prioritize this spiritual connection above all else. Ask Allah to grant you a partner who will draw you closer to Him, someone who will walk beside you on the path of righteousness and support you in both this life and the hereafter. A marriage built on such a foundation is not only a source of worldly happiness, but also a means of attaining eternal success. When Allah unites two spiritually compatible hearts, Their relationship reflects His mercy and wisdom. It becomes a journey of mutual growth, love, and devotion, filled with moments that strengthen their bond and deepen their connection to their Creator. This is the essence of a truly blessed union, a partnership that nurtures the soul and brings lasting tranquility to the heart. May Allah grant you a spouse who strengthens your faith, fills your home with peace, and makes your marriage a source of endless barakah and joy. Allah unites two hearts at the most perfect moment. One of the most beautiful truths in Islam is that Allah's timing is always perfect. In life, we often feel the urge to rush things, especially when it comes to love and marriage. We may wonder why the right person has not yet appeared, or why certain relationships did not work out. However, what we sometimes perceive as delay is actually a reflection of Allah's precise and flawless plan. He knows exactly when two hearts are ready to meet, and He brings them together at the moment that is best for both of them. Allah, and in His infinite wisdom, sees what we cannot see. He understands the unseen details of our lives, the emotional readiness of each person, the circumstances surrounding them, and the growth they still need to experience. When Allah unites two people, it is not merely a coincidence. It is the result of a carefully orchestrated plan that has been unfolding long before they ever cross paths. Every event, every delay, and every experience serves as a step leading them closer to that destined meeting. Often, when the right moment finally arrives, the union feels natural and effortless. Situations align in ways that seem almost miraculous. Paths that once appeared separate suddenly converge, and obstacles that once seemed impossible to overcome begin to dissolve. This ease is a sign of Allah's blessing, and indicating that the relationship is unfolding according to His divine will. The meeting of two destined hearts is often accompanied by a deep sense of peace and familiarity, as if their souls recognize one another. It is also important to understand that Allah's timing protects us from what is not meant for us. There may have been moments in your life when you desired a relationship that did not materialize, or when someone you cared for walked away. While these experiences can be painful, they are often acts of divine mercy. Allah removes what is not suitable for you, so that your heart remains open for the person who is truly meant to be part of your life. In this way, every closed door is not a loss, but a step toward the right one. Furthermore, the perfect timing of Allah ensures that both individuals are fully prepared for the responsibilities of marriage. Emotional maturity, spiritual growth, and life stability are all essential elements for a successful union. By allowing time for these qualities to develop, Allah ensures that when the two hearts finally meet, they are ready to build a relationship founded on understanding, patience, and mutual respect. When you reflect on the stories of many couples who found each other at unexpected moments, you often notice a common theme: the realization that everything happened exactly when it was meant to. Looking back, they recognize that had they met earlier, they might not have been ready for each other. This understanding strengthens their faith and deepens their gratitude toward Allah, acknowledging that His timing is always wiser than their own expectations. Embracing this belief brings immense comfort and peace to the heart. Instead of feeling anxious or impatient, you begin to trust that your story is unfolding with divine precision. Every day of waiting becomes meaningful, filled with hope and anticipation rather than uncertainty. You learn to surrender your timeline to Allah, confident that He is guiding you toward what is best. So, if you ever find yourself questioning when your future spouse will enter your life, remind yourself that Allah is never late. The person written for you is not lost or delayed without reason. They are simply being guided toward you at the most perfect moment. When the time is right, Allah will unite your hearts in a way that is filled with peace, love, and barakah. You can trust in His wisdom, remain patient, and continue to make sincere dua. The moment Allah has chosen for your union will arrive with beauty and certainty. And when it does, you will understand that every step of your journey was leading you to a love perfectly written by Him. May Allah unite you with a righteous spouse at the most perfect moment and bless your marriage with tranquility, mercy, and everlasting barakah. Hope in Allah's promise is a powerful act of worship. Hope in Allah is one of the most beautiful and transformative aspects of faith. In Islam, maintaining hope is not merely an emotional response to difficult circumstances. It is a profound act of worship that reflects a believer's trust in Allah's mercy, wisdom, and perfect plan. When you hold on to hope, especially during times of waiting or uncertainty, you are expressing your belief that Allah's promises are true and that His blessings will arrive at the most perfect moment. There may be times when the journey toward marriage feels long and uncertain. You may experience moments of loneliness, questioning when your prayers will be answered or whether the right person will ever enter your life. During such moments, hope becomes a guiding light that keeps your heart connected to Allah. It reminds you that no sincere dua is ever lost, and that every prayer is heard by the one who knows your deepest desires. Allah's mercy is vast and beyond human comprehension. He assures us in the Quran that we should never lose hope in His mercy. This divine reassurance encourages believers to remain optimistic even when circumstances seem unclear. And holding on to this hope nurtures patience and strengthens your spiritual connection with Allah, allowing you to navigate life's challenges with resilience and peace. Hope also transforms the waiting period into a meaningful and spiritually enriching experience. Instead of viewing this time as empty or burdensome, you begin to see it as an opportunity for growth, self-reflection, and a deeper relationship with Allah. Each moment of patience becomes an act of devotion, and every heartfelt dua becomes a step closer to the fulfillment of Allah's promise. This perspective fills the heart with tranquility and replaces anxiety with a sense of calm assurance. Moreover, hope inspires positive action. When you trust in Allah's promise, you are motivated to become the best version of yourself, spiritually, emotionally, and morally. You strive to cultivate qualities such as kindness, patience, and sincerity, preparing yourself for a future marriage that reflects these virtues. In this way, hope is not passive. It is an active expression of faith that shapes your character and guides your journey. Believing in Allah's promise also helps you release fear and comparison. It allows you to understand that your timeline is uniquely designed by Allah, and that your blessings will arrive precisely when they are meant to. This realization fosters contentment and gratitude, enabling you to appreciate the present moment while remaining confident about the future. When the blessing of marriage finally arrives, you will look back and recognize how hope sustained you throughout the journey. You will see that every moment of patience, every whispered prayer, and every tear shed in trust was part of a divine plan, leading you toward a beautiful and blessed union. This realization deepens your gratitude and strengthens your faith, reminding you that Allah's promises are always fulfilled in the most perfect way. Ultimately, hope in Allah is a powerful act of worship because it reflects complete reliance on Him. It signifies a heart that trusts His wisdom, believes in His mercy, and remains steadfast in faith despite uncertainty. Such hope brings light to the darkest moments and fills the soul with peace, knowing that Allah is always guiding your story with love and precision. So, if you ever find yourself feeling uncertain or discouraged, hold firmly to hope. Continue to make sincere dua, strengthen your connection with Allah, and trust in His perfect timing. Remember that what Allah has written for you is already on its way, and His promise will unfold at the most beautiful and appropriate moment. May Allah fill your heart with unwavering hope, grant you a righteous spouse who brings tranquility and joy into your life, and bless your future marriage with endless barakah. Ameen. Pause for a moment and imagine this. Somewhere in the quiet of the night, while the world is asleep, a heart is raised in sincere dua. Hands are lifted toward the heavens, and with tears in their eyes, someone is asking Allah for a spouse who is kind, gentle, and devoted to faith. They may not know your name. They may not know your face. Yet their prayer could be meant for you. Just as you have whispered your hopes to Allah, they too may be whispering the same dreams, and trusting that Allah will guide them to the person written for them. This realization is profoundly comforting. It reminds you that you are not alone in your waiting, and that your story is already intertwined with another soul through the mercy of Allah. Every tear you have shed, every prayer you have made, and every moment of patience you have endured is known to Allah. Nothing has been overlooked or forgotten. Allah is carefully writing a beautiful chapter of your life, aligning circumstances, preparing hearts, and guiding both of you toward a meeting that will occur at the most perfect moment. When that day finally arrives, it will not feel rushed or uncertain. Instead, it will carry a sense of peace and familiarity, as if your hearts recognize each other. You will understand that this union was never a coincidence. It was the answer to countless prayers, written by Allah long before you ever met. So if your heart ever feels heavy from waiting, remember this comforting truth. You are not being forgotten. You are being prepared. Allah's timing is never late, and His plans are always filled with wisdom and mercy. The person written for you is not lost. They are simply on their own journey, being guided towards you by the gentle hand of divine destiny. Continue to make dua with sincerity, nurture your relationship with Allah, and trust His perfect plan. Fill your heart with hope, knowing that what is meant for you will reach you, even if it seems distant today. Every moment of patience is bringing you closer to a love that is blessed, pure, and everlasting. Believe with certainty that Allah is preparing a union filled with tranquility, mercy, and barakah. A relationship that will not only bring happiness in this world, but also help you walk together toward Jannah. And when you finally meet the one written for you, you will look back on this period of waiting with gratitude, realizing that every delay, every test, and every prayer was guiding you toward a love perfectly chosen by Allah. May Allah grant you a righteous spouse who becomes a source of peace for your heart, a companion in faith, and a partner on the journey to Jannah. Ameen. If this reminder touched your heart, take a quiet moment and whisper Ameen in the comments, affirming your trust in Allah's perfect plan. Your simple response may also inspire hope in someone else who is waiting for their own answered dua. Share this message with a friend or loved one who may be feeling anxious about their future. Sometimes, a single reminder about Allah's mercy can bring immense comfort to a heart in need. And if you found peace and inspiration in this reflection, consider subscribing to Deenpedia for more heartfelt Islamic reminders that nurture faith, strengthen hope, and bring hearts closer to Allah. May Allah grant you a righteous spouse who becomes the coolness of your eyes, fills your life with tranquility and baraka, and accompanies you on the journey toward Jannah. Ameen. Wa assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.